Hi, I'm Cody with International Ozone Technologies Group, the leading manufacturer in high-quality industrial air purification equipment. These are hydroxyl generators here, and as you come across, you have the larger to smaller ozone generators, all used for removing odors, contaminants, mold, mildew, anything like that from surfaces and structures. So to begin, one of our main ventures is fire disaster restoration that all of these machines are used for, mold remediation, and water damage cleanup. Between those three, it's probably about 80% of what these machines are used for. Whenever there's a fire, mold, or water cleanup, there's always an odor. And if it's an unoccupied area, you could use one of these 3 ozone generators. If it's an occupied area, you can use one of these 3 hydroxyl generators, depending on the size of the area. Cigarette smoke odor is another big one. When there's cigarette smoke, there's going to be a cigarette smell, and that lingers a long time. So if it's an unoccupied area, we would choose to use ozone real hard. You hit the timer, turn it on, leave the room, leave the house, let it run real hard. Come back later on when it's safe to come back in. Or if it's an occupied area where you can't get the homeowner or yourself or somebody out of there, you could choose the safe way, hydroxyl generators, 100% safe for occupied areas. Pet odors is another big one because pets, they smell sometimes. Hotel room turnover. When a hotel room has an odor and you got to turn it over, make the next guest comfortable, hydroxyl and ozone generators are used, very, very frequently. Vehicle odor removal, both, depending on if there's somebody in it or not in it. Crime scene cleanup, death scene deodorization, hoarding cleanup. Those are all nasty, nasty smells that have to use an industrial size machine to remove those odors. Both hydroxyl and ozone are used on those applications. Gym and locker room, we use hydroxyls. A lot of the gyms, a lot of the college gyms, a lot of the NFL locker rooms, college locker rooms, they choose the Titans for those applications just to keep those gym smells down. The sweat, the tears sometimes, but all those gym odors, hydroxyl generators are great for that. Commercial kitchen odor reduction and hospital odor management, those are both areas that are sensitive that sometimes you can't use an ozone generator because there's rubber involved. Natural rubbers, ozone affects, hydroxyls not so much. So we choose to use hydroxyls on commercial kitchen odors and hospital odor management. Nursing homes, they have a good amount of smells sometimes. We use hydroxyls in the occupied areas. Classroom quality improvement to keep those viruses and bacteria and those odors down. Titan has been chosen and been proven to be very, very effective in classrooms and nursing homes. New construction for VOCs where floors are put in or walls are painted or carpet is introduced. We use the VOC removal of the hydroxyl radicals and hydroperoxides that the hydroxyl generator creates to remove those odors. Let's see, warehouse odor control. Warehouses always have a smell. Crawl space deodorization. Crawl spaces are dirty. We can use ozone in a crawl space that's not occupied, or hydroxyl. Both of them work great. Restaurant dining room refresh. If it's at night after the diners are gone and the crew is gone, you can use ozone to hit it real hard. Or if you have the issue and while the diners are there, we choose to use hydroxyl generators. Sewage backup is a nasty one. Either or, it backs up, you got to do the remediation, clean it out, get rid of all the residue, and then choose one of these machines to remove the odors from the area. Attic odor removal, a lot of things, just like a basement and an attic, they can both, nobody's in there sometimes for a long time, and things can happen, animals can go in and pass away, stuff like that. So both of these are worked great for attic removal. Public restroom odor neutralization. A lot of public restrooms use these hydroxyl generators to keep the odors down, keep the smells down, just keep it a nice sanitary area. Airport terminal refreshing. During the lockdown in 2020, more of these went into airport terminals than you would ever imagine to keep the bacteria, the viruses, the smells, the contamination of surfaces and air down. This was a main go-to machine. Same with the casinos. You have smoke, you have people odor, you have food odors, you have everything. You got to keep those smells down. cigarette and cigar is really, really bad. We choose to use the Titan 4000 in those. Marijuana grow room odors, either one. We use ozone, afterwards when there's no plants involved. We use hydroxyls while there's plants involved to keep those odors down and to not let them expand out into other areas. Funeral home odors, refrigerator truck deodorization, movie theater odor maintenance. If it's after hours of the movie theater, you could shock it with ozone. If it's during the movie theater, movie times, hydroxyl generators. Apartment fire odor cleanup. Apartments, if there's a fire in one apartment, the smell can go 2, 3, 4 apartments down, while this apartment had the issue. So to keep it comfortable for those owners of those other apartments, we use hydroxyl generators in their apartments and in the common areas to keep the smells down. Boat or yacht cabin odor removal, hydroxyl generators 100%. Titan 2000 mostly because of the smaller, more compact machine. Warehouse fire restoration, same with apartment fires. Warehouses can have multiple units, but only one gets affected, but the smell goes a long way. Movie set odor control, after stunts happen, there could be odors and smells in a movie set, and you got to put it back to normal. Hydroxyl and ozone are great for that. Museum storage preservation, I would say I'd use hydroxyl on museum stuff because there are sensitive artifacts, sensitive artwork, stuff like that sometimes ozone can affect if it's a water base or a rubber base or a latex base. So we stick with hydroxyl to keep museum stuff, artifacts safe. Animal shelter air purification. Of course, we're going to use hydroxyl because you don't want to hurt the pets in the pet stores or in the animal shelters, but they can stink really, really bad sometimes. So a couple of Titan 4000s in the lobbies, a couple of 4000s in the hallways, a couple of 4000s in with the pets themselves. That will keep the smell down. Bus and subway car refrigeration. Either one. Ozone if there was no occupants in the cars at the time or during, uses. Hydroxyl generators work great. Medical transport vehicles, industrial workshop deodorization, textile mills where fabrics are being treated and fabrics are being created. Hydroxyl generators bring down those VOCs, destroy those VOCs to keep the smells of the off-gassing of the fabrics down. Home sale preparation is a big thing. Realtors go in and they want to show a house and they don't want any smells and they don't want any surprises, so they will run an ozone generator at night and get it real clean, and then just before the guests get there, they'll have hydroxyl generators spread out around the whole house to get the smell 100% gone. So when those potential buyers walk in, they smell nothing. They walk into 100% clean, and they're going to ask that realtor, how did you make it smell like this? And hopefully they say, hey, we use the Titan 4000 hydroxyl generator and it does a great job. Event venue cleanup after a concert where there was smoke inside or food inside, stuff like that. You want to get rid of those odors to turn it over to the next event. And storage unit restoration is the final one where, somebody leaves something bad in storage and it stinks really bad. Ozone generators for storage 100% because you turn the timer, you let it start, and you let it hit that storage unit as hard as it can for an hour or two. That cleans it all up, and there's nobody occupied there, so there's nothing to worry about. But then again, these are just a few of the things that these machines can do. Getting rid of odors. Hydroxyl generators and ozone generators are used widely throughout the world to remove odors. If you have any more questions, or if you have any questions, contact us at www.internationalozone.com. You can email us at info@internationalozone.com, or you can call us at 877-406-9663. Again, I'm Cody at International Ozone. Thanks for watching.